Seen a guy here driving around. He was with his hands nearly to the ground. So low was he sitting.
Whatever works, man. You know, you got to find what works.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Oh, you'll see me on court, just taller than everyone else. It works.
It's kind of like bumper cars and chess. Chairs banging into each other, bodies spinning, balls breaking loose. This sport turns every player into a rugby machine.
Go and they get somebody in a wheelchair on the street in Beijing and say, they stare at me, they stare at me. Yeah. But why do they stare at this person? Because it's all new to them. They've never seen it before, the ordinary people. It's not something that's bad, it's just something that's new.
Sir Philip Craven pays a visit to Wilfried Klein at the Bernd Best tournament. On its 10th anniversary, the world's largest wheelchair rugby club tournament is again hosted in its hometown, the German city of Cologne.
Das ist 1972, ist das Bernd Best Turnier eigentlich zum ersten Mal.
The Bernd Best tournament took place for the first time in 1972, with just a few, well, I believe some 10 to 15 teams. I don't recall the exact number. Back then, Bernd Best, a student from Cologne, participated in this tournament and had the idea to use sport for emancipation and for social recognition.
Und dann ist mit sehr früh, mit 26, ist gestorben.
He died very young at the age of 26, but his idea lived on. You could call it the spirit of Bernd Best, and that's why the tournament was renamed.
Dieses Turnier, was früher mal anders geheißen hat, dann Bernd Best Turnier zu nennen.
As the first sport for quadriplegics, wheelchair rugby or quad rugby or murder ball is more than just a game. It's a community where the athletes can do things that are not possible elsewhere, taking part in an extremely physical sport.
When I think of wheelchair rugby, it makes me feel alive, it's fast, it's exciting, it's full on, it's just a great game and it's great to play.
It's very important to have a good team in which you can have lots of fun. And we can also go out for a drink or two. The draw of Bernd Best is impressive, and you can feel the buzz of the game and the spirit of a strong community. Wheelchair rugby players are people with strong limitations caused by illness or accidents. But above all, these guys and girls have a great deal of humour and a tendency to put their abilities to the ultimate test. All of them did time in prison, and some of them might even be murderers. But during the tournament they keep their tempers in check. But joking aside, when you have a beer with them at a party, these diehards turn out to be pretty likeable guys in wheelchairs. The passion for the game is visible at all player levels. There are 4 different leagues represented at Bernd Best: the basic and advanced leagues, and the international professional and champions leagues. 4 different levels and many different reasons to take part. To Ross Morrison and Team London, the event is an important step towards the Beijing Paralympics. To Sandra Meinert and the Cologne Alligators Green from the Basic League, having fun is a key motivating factor.
Leider ist es so, dass viele Nachbarländer von uns
Unfortunately, many of our neighbouring countries don't have clubs, concentrating on more elite sports. And of course, also here in Germany, it's a decision between the grassroots level, for those who don't want to dedicate themselves professionally, and those who want to play at an international level.
Und natürlich auch der internationalen Vergleichbarkeit beizutragen.
I think as it gets to a wider and wider audience and more countries get involved, the level of competition is going to increase to the point now where the sport is almost nearly fully professional. I think in the next few years you'll see it improve again, players will get better, fitter, stronger, and the tactics of the game will go through an evolution, and I just see good things for wheelchair rugby.
Since the time when the sport was still called murder ball and came from Canada, it has changed a lot. When watching Team London, you get an idea of how professional wheelchair rugby has become. From tactical lineups and physical fitness through to equipment, most importantly the rugby chair. It has to compensate for certain physical limitations and defines the role in the game, such as defence or attack.
Also bei meinem Stuhl ist
Well, in my chair I make particular use of my trunk but have less mobility in my arms. For instance, when I hit someone head-on, I push with my hips and abdomen at the same time, as I can't use my arms too much. To allow for that, the chair has to fit very tightly, so that I can go into curves using my body in the right way, speeding up and responding quickly.
Now I'm classed as a 2.5 player. This means I have pretty good hand function but no body movement. Classifications range from 0.5 all the way up to 3.5 in half-point increments. And it's all assigned on how much arm, hand and trunk function you have. So a 0.5 would be the weakest classification with little arm or hand function, and a 3.5 would be the highest classification when you have good arms, hands and trunk and be one of the more dominant players on court. As the big guy on my team, I'm there to get the ball in, make the play and create things happening on court and to disrupt defence with my size and power.
Im Spiel nehme ich mit meinen 2 Punkten so eine mittlere Position ein, dadurch, dass ich auch noch
With my 2 points, I have more or less the middle position. Due to the bonus for women, I'm ranked as a 1-pointer, having a high-pointed chair. So actually, I'm an attacking player, but sometimes I'm somewhere between a low or a high pointer. I throw in a lot and many times I also have 2 high points to pass the ball. So very often I'm torn between defence and attack. But that versatility gives me a certain flexibility in the game. Forget about pity. These athletes don't become softer just because they're in wheelchairs. On the contrary, people used to overcoming the odds in their daily lives push themselves even harder while playing wheelchair rugby. Living on the edge leaves its scars on both people and equipment. Particularly dangerous is the overcompensation of muscles. To the physiotherapist Sandra Wolf, who takes care of sore bodies at the tournament, it's also a professional challenge. The fascinating thing for me is to see how athletes with these types of limitations feel motivated enough to push themselves to do a sport at such a demanding level.
Interessanten, auch sehr aktiven Sport betreibt, der auch sehr
And that's why I'm here.
Power aus ist. Und deshalb bin ich hier.
But the chair has to endure a lot of pressure. The heavy crashes can cause many things to break. Wheels, spokes, rims, tyre grips, and even frames may break, so pretty much everything. Thomas Schmicking and his crew not only fix the chairs at the event, but also make sure they fit like a glove.
I'm now playing for 4 years, I think, in this chair. I'm still playing with it, and I'm just tired of it, and I want a new one. It doesn't want to crack, and for that I want a new one. I can play, I think, my whole life in it, but other chairs are cracking like 1.5 years, 2 years, and this stays like a miracle.
The workshop of Thomas Schmicking is located close to Dortmund. We paid him a visit to get behind the secret of his rugby chairs. His love of sport and passion for tinkering around has a lot to do with his father, a Paralympic athlete who competed at the Heidelberg Games in 1972, which also explains his need to build unbreakable chairs. The three main features of a wheelchair are stability, lightness and speed. To combine lightness and stability is the main challenge to our team.
Wir fangen an, indem wir die speziellen Aluminiumrohre, die aus dem Flugzeugbau
We start off by cutting, sawing, bending, milling and welding special aluminium pipes used in aircraft construction, which are extremely solid.
Wärme vergüten zum Schluss, damit
Finally, we temper the material to gain that last extra bit of stability.
Also ich habe vom Grundsatz her, macht es mir unheimlich viel Spaß, Sachen zu entwickeln, zu designen.
It's part of my nature to develop and design things, and then turn them into reality. But as soon as one problem is solved, I need to do something new. Some kind of inner drive forces me to continuously develop new things. I'm soon unhappy with the job done, so I start thinking about what else can be improved to make these guys perform even better.
Den Sportlern einfach wieder mal weiterzuhelfen.
Yeah, there's always a problem with the rules. And these wheels are not allowed to use because we do not have a hand ring here. So we just fix small one here, in principle not for use, just to be rule conform.
They're taking a lot of rules from basketball and from ice hockey. So those rules combined, that made the play of wheelchair rugby. The game has become a lot faster than in the earlier years, I think. Because there were a lot of changing of the rules now. They are trying something out, like here they're trying the 12 and the 24 seconds out. What's speeding up the game a little, what makes it more interesting for the spectators around it. It's more tougher, it's more faster also, so it's really nice.
Get to him, get to him!
In the battle for the Champions League title, Team London and Ross Morrison are well underway, using clever tactics and speed to their advantage. There are no real low or high pointers on the team, which allows most players to be flexible, agile and fast. Helpful attributes in the game against the Flemish Silver Bullets, who are backed up by the highly motivated and hot-tempered Jason Roberts.
For Poland! Hip it! Hip it! Hip it! Belgium!
Good work, bench. Thank you very much.
Listen, if there's anything going wrong, when we're going to sort it out is when you come into the bench and when you listen to me. I don't want anyone chatting to anyone on call other than like positive communication. Okay? Andy, shout 'em up.
1, 2, 3, London!
Some 400 supporters gathered to attend the final between Team London and the Flemish Silver Bullets. And it's really worth it. While London sticks to its strategy and tries to restrict the Belgians to one part of the court, the Silver Bullets give everything their bodies and chairs can dish out. strategy versus unconditional commitment in a fast and furious game. In the end, it's about endurance and transporting enough power into the wheels. Team London wins the game by more than 20 points. It's obvious which team sets the standard in Europe. In this 10th Bernd Best tournament, Sir Philip Craven presents the cup to the London players. They're certainly well prepared, taking a step closer to Beijing.
I mean, it's so good to know that we're doing it right and we're training the right way. And I can't wait to get to Beijing and show them what we got.
Right, see you there.
Will do, thank you.
After all, it's nice that the cup will be staying in the family, the rugby family.
Oh, well, after a while, playing with guys, they're your best friends, your teammates. Absolutely, you kind of play together all the time and develop friendships and bonds that are very special.